Good morning, all of you. Today we are discussing about the Doppler effect. So here, what is the Doppler effect definition? Apparent change in frequency. Apparent change in frequency of source due to relative motion between source and listener. Here source S is star, it is in motion. O is observer at rest. Here S is star. Star is moving with velocity Vs, okay, and O is observer at rest, Vo equals 0. From the star, light is reaching to the observer. So light is traveling with the velocity of V is equals to c. In this case, let us consider case 1. So case 1 is star is moving towards O, observer. In this case, let us take the normal Doppler effect formula. Apparent change in frequency f prime is equals to it is, we know that normal frequency formula is V minus V plus or minus V naught by V minus or plus Vs into Fs or F. Here Vo is equals V observer, okay, observer is at rest, so it is V by the light and source both are moving in the same direction, so it is V minus Vs into Fs. Now let us simplify this. V is taken to denominator and divide it, so then it will become V minus Vs by V into F. This is equals to V by V 1 minus Vs by V. So it is 1 by 1 minus Vs by V into F. Now let us take this to numerator, then it will become 1 minus Vs by V whole power minus 1 into F. According to binomial expansion, it will become F prime is equals to 1 plus Vs by V into F. Multiply this inside, so it will be F plus Vs by V into F. Now let us take this F to left side, then it will be F prime minus F is equals to Vs by V into F. So it is delta F, that implies delta F and this is taken to denominator. Delta f by f is equals to Vs by V. But we know that, but for star it is the light. Okay, so light is traveling with the speed v is equal to c, so it will, if you substitute, delta f by f will become Vs by c. Now case 2. Star is moving away from observer. So the diagram will be like this. Star is moving away from the observer, and this is the observer position. VO is equal to 0, and the light is reaching the observer from the source. This is the light direction. What is the change? Only Vs is opposite to what initial condition, this condition. So Vs is with a negative sign, just to substitute with negative sign. So delta f by f will be equal to minus Vs by c. So this is what the case 2. So what is the Vs? Along the line joining, that is radial direction. In the radial direction, it is the velocity of the source. So we can also write this as delta f by f. Some textbooks will take it as delta nu by nu is equals to minus v radial by c. Next, delta nu by nu can be written as minus delta lambda by lambda. Let us prove this. Okay, proof. We know that V is equals to lambda into f, frequency. Okay, or lambda into nu. Let us take nu is equals to, it will become V divided by lambda. Substitute 2 in 1. So then it will become, let us take LHS, delta nu by nu. Okay, so delta nu by nu. Okay, so delta nu, first let us find out delta nu. Okay, so delta V by lambda by nu. V is a constant, V is equal to C, so V is a constant, so it will become delta C by lambda by nu. So C is common, so it is delta into 1 by lambda by nu. So it will become delta is 1 by derivative of 1 by lambda is C into 1 minus 1 by lambda square minus 1 by lambda square into delta lambda divided by nu. So this will be equal to delta nu by nu, LHS. So these two will get cancelled. Okay. Then finally, delta nu is equals to minus C by lambda square into delta lambda. But we know that C is equals to nu lambda. Substitute here. C is equals to nu lambda. by lambda square into delta lambda. Then what we get? 1 lambda gets cancelled here. Okay. So then delta nu by this nu is equals to minus delta lambda by lambda. So this is the equation 3. So from this 2 we can connect the 2 here. So if you connect the 2, so what we can write here is delta f by f or delta nu by nu is equals to minus delta lambda by lambda is equals to v radial by c. Interference. Overlapping of 2 or more waves at a single point at the same time gives rise to resultant wave is called interference. Superposition principle. Superposition principle. The net displacement of resultant wave mathematically is given by y of x comma t is equals to y1 of x comma t plus y2 of x comma t plus and so on yn of x comma t. Where y of x comma t is resultant displacement of all these superpositions of individual waves. Y1 means first wave displacement, second wave displacement. Like this, if there are n waves are overlapping at the same point at the same time, then net displacement is individual sums of all the individual waves. Okay. For example, let us take constructive interference. Constructive interference. Constructive means phase difference is same. Phase difference is same. For example, delta phi is phase difference. It may be 0, 2 pi, 4 pi and so on. If you look at the two waves, for example, two waves like this, one wave and its amplitude is A1 and the next wave its amplitude is A2. Then these two are overlapping with the phase difference 0. Then resultant amplitude will become, both are what? Positive. So y is equals to y1 plus y2. here we are taking 1 2, okay, out of n, because here only two waves are overlapping, first wave and second wave. So resultant displacement is equals to y1 plus first wave displacement. Okay, first wave displacement is how much? A1, vertical displacement, plus second wave displacement is how much? A2. So y is equals to, the resultant displacement is equals to A1 plus A2. So A1 plus A2 means how much? For example, if A1 is equals to 1 centimeter, if A1 equal to 1 centimeter, A2 is equals to 2 centimeter, total will be 3 centimeter. This is the way to calculate resultant displacement, and this type of interference we call it as constructive interference. And in this case, phase difference will be 0, even integral multiples of pi. Then resultant wave will be like what? Okay, so 1 plus 2 is equal to 3, so it will be, for example, 3. So then this will be the resultant wave. This is y of x comma t. Next, if A1 is equals to A2 is equal to A, that means two waves are having the same amplitude, then what is y is equals to? A plus A, it is 2A. Next, destructive interference. Destructive interference. In this case, phase difference between waves is odd integral multiples of pi. That is, for example, pi. Okay. For example, pi, 3 pi, 5 pi, and so on. Let us look at the two waves. This is A1 amplitude, this is Y1. Next, this is A2, Y2. Y1 is equals to 2 centimeter, Y2 is equals to minus 1 centimeter. Then what is net displacement? Y1 plus Y2. What is Y1? 2. Y2 is minus 1 in the downward direction, so it is negative, so that's why it is minus 1. So 2 minus 1 is equal to plus 1 centimeter. So let us draw the resultant waveform. So resultant waveform will be equal to this much. Okay. So this is y is equal to 1 centimeter. Now if you take individual amplitudes, y1 is A1, y2 is A2. Again it is A1 plus A2. A1 is positive, A2 is negative, so minus. So that is A1 minus A2. If A1 is equal to A2 is equal to A, if all are equal, then y is equals to A minus A is 0 centimeter. So 0 centimeter means what? How will be waveform? Okay. So for this, let us look at the waveform. This is 1 centimeter, and this is, or it is A, and this is also A. Now this will be giving straight line, because plus A minus A will become what? 0. So that's why it is destructive interference. In this case, amplitude will become 0, that is 0 centimeter. Okay. Next, path length. It is SP, path length. Path length means the displacement between 2 points, that is from source to point P. For example, if you take S is the source, here, and this is the point P, then how many waves are present here? This is 1, 2, okay, and this is 3. So total how many wavelengths? Lambda plus lambda plus lambda. Total how much? 3 lambda. So SP is the path length is equals to 3 lambda. Up to this. If this is P, if this is point P1. So now SP1 is equal to how much? 1 plus 1, 2, and this is 5, 0.5. So 2.5 lambda SP1. Now this is the path length. Okay, path length means how much distance the wave traveled. That is the path length. So the displacement between 2 points, that is from source to what? To point P. Now path difference is S2P minus S1P. What is the path difference? So first let us take two sources, S1 source and S2 source, and this is a point P. Okay, so from this, so here how many waves we are taking? 1, 2, 0.5. Okay, so this is S1P is equals to 2.5 lambda. Now next, 1, 2, 3. So S2P is equals to how much? 3 lambda. So S2P minus S1P is the path difference. Okay, that means difference between two path lengths. That is S2P path length minus S1P path length. This will be equal to how much? 3 lambda minus 2.5 lambda. This is equals to 0.5 lambda. Okay. In this way, we may get half integral multiples, even integral multiples, or integral multiples. Okay. Here we are discussing now constructive interference. In this constructive interference condition will be S2P minus S1P is equals to n lambda. Okay, where n will be equal to 0 plus or minus 1 plus or minus 2. So now let us prove this condition from this diagram. What is S1? Source S1, and S2 is the source S2. So now these are the wave fronts which are coming from the S2. Imagine like here one stone is dropped into still water, here another stone is dropped into still water, then water waves are moving away from each, moving away in all directions from S1 and S2. Now these are the points. So these are the points which are the overlapping regions. So now when overlapping occurs, two crest overlaps or two trough overlap, it is constructive interference. If a crest and a trough overlap, then that is destructive interference. So first, let us take constructive interference condition. Let us try to prove this. Okay, here first let us take this point. Let us take this point. Okay, so here look, let us count this is a point P. Okay, so now it is S1P, S1P, and this is S2P. So S1P is equal to how many wavelengths? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So S1P is equals to 4 lambda. Now similarly S2P is equal to how much? 1, 2, 3, 4. S2P is equals to 4 lambda. Now S2P minus S1P, path difference, is equal to how much? 4 minus 4, 0 lambda. Okay, so we got n is equal to what? 0. Okay, next let us take another point. So similarly here, if you look at the left side, in this left side meeting point, this is also having the same number 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 lambda, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 lambda. So these two are having the same path difference, that is 0 lambda. Okay, and it is constructive or destructive? Look at this. This highlighted lines indicates the crest points. So at this point and at this point, two crests are overlapping. So crest and crest overlapping means what? It is constructive interference, like this. Two crest and crest means like this. So it is A1 plus A2 is 2A. Already we discussed. Next thing is, let us take this point. So then count how many are there, how many wavelengths? 1, 2, 3, 4. S1P is equals to 4 lambda. Now from S2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. S2P is equals to 5 lambda. So S2P minus S1P is equals to 5 minus 4 plus lambda, plus 1 lambda. Okay. Next, similarly this point will be also the same. Okay. Now let us draw a line connecting all the same points with 0 lambda. So these are all the points which are equidistant from the S1 and S2. So this is indicating 0 lambda. Okay. Next, these 2 points, okay, are indicating what? Plus 1 lambda. Okay. So let us draw like this. Plus 1 lambda. Now this is the middle line, okay, which is equidistant one. Above this we are getting positive. Now let us see the immediately below this point and this point. Let us see what we get. Destructive interference. Oh, not destructive. So S1P is equal to how much? S1P, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 lambda. S2P is equals to how much? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 lambda. So S1P minus S2P, S2P minus S1P is equals to how much? S2P minus S1P. It is 4 lambda minus 5 lambda. So it will be minus. It will be minus 1 lambda. So to the middle line, below points which are in the negative direction will be getting minus. Above points which are in positive direction are getting positive, plus. So now we can write more clearly. Okay, if you join these 2 points, then we will be getting something like this. So next point, let us take the next point here, this point. What we get? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 minus 4, how much? 2. Okay. So similarly, this point, it is also 2. So now if you draw, that will be indicating what? Plus 2 lambda. Similarly here at the below points, these 2 points. Indicating what? This is indicating minus 1 lambda, minus 2 lambda. Okay. So now S1P is equals to what? 6 lambda. S2P is equals to S2P is equals to 4 lambda. So S2P minus S1P is equals to 2 lambda plus. Now next S1P is equal to 4 lambda. S2P is equal to 6 lambda. S2P minus S1P is equal to minus 2 lambda. So now you look at this, lambda is common. First we are getting 0, plus 1, minus 1, plus 2, minus 2. So then we can generalize this as S2P minus S1P is equal to n lambda, where n will be 0, plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, and so on. So this is a condition for what? Crest and crest overlapping. So that is constructive interference condition. Okay. Now next is destructive interference condition. Destructive interference condition is S2P minus S1P is equals to n plus half lambda, where n is equal to 0, plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, and so on. So let us look at the same again, same procedure, but here which will be overlapping? Crest and trough. Crest and trough will be overlapping. Okay. So that means what is the phase difference? Pi. When pi is the phase difference, what we get? A1 minus A2. A1 equal to A2. So A minus A will become what? 0. So 0 intensity here. Here intensity will be 0. I. Here intensity will be double. I will be, here intensity is double. I is proportional to 2A square. Okay, next. So here first let us take some point. Okay, this point here, middle point. Between these two, what will be present? These two are the crest. In the middle, what will be present? Trough. And this is crest. At this point, one crest and trough are meeting. Okay. So let us count the number of waves. 1, 2, 3, 4. S1P is equals to 4 lambda. S2P is equal to how much? S2P 1, 2, 3, 4 and half. Okay. 4.5 lambda. So S2P minus S1P is equal to how much? 0.5 lambda. or half lambda. Okay. Next, this is one point, and let us take this point. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5. Okay. S1P 4 lambda, S2P 5.5 lambda. That is S2P minus S1P is equals to how much? 1.5 lambda. Okay. So 1.5 means 3/2 lambda. So these are the points above the middle line in the positive direction. So we are getting positive. Okay. Now if you take negative direction in the below points. If you take below points, this point, let us take 1, 2, 3, 4.5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Just it is reverse to this. So S1P is equals to 4.5 lambda, S2P is equals to 4 lambda. So S2P minus S1P is equals to how much? It is minus 0.5 lambda. That is minus half lambda. Next, similarly, if you take next point, okay. If you take next point, this point, okay. This point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So S1P is equals to 5.5 lambda. S2P is equals to 4 lambda. So S2P minus S1P is equals to minus 1.5 lambda minus 3/2 lambda. So if you look at this, how can we write this in the short form? Okay. Let us look at this. First n equal to 0, then what we get? Half lambda. N equal to 0, half lambda. Next, n is equal to plus 1. 1 plus half is how much? 3/2 lambda. Next, when do we get minus half? N is equal to minus 1. Okay. Minus 1. Then it is minus half lambda. N is equal to minus 2. Minus 2, it is 3/2 lambda. So the destructive interference condition is S2P minus S1P is equal to n plus half lambda, where n will be 0, plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, and so on. This is a condition for completely destructive interference, and this is a condition for completely constructive interference. Okay. Next, Young's double slit experiment. Young's double slit experiment. So let us draw the diagram first. In the Young's double slit experiment, the condition is sources must be coherent. So what is the meaning of coherent sources? Coherent sources means two sources must maintain same phase change throughout the experiment, throughout the experimental procedure. Then such sources are called coherent sources, and they must be monochromatic. Single source, monochromatic source. It must be what? Monochromatic source. Monochromatic source means single wave. Lambda must be constant. Lambda must be constant. So if you look at the diagram, this is the, take a sheet, cardboard sheet, make a pinhole and take a light source here, for example laser light. Okay, so this is when it will be acting like small opening, then we will call this as the source or slit. Okay, it is indicated by S. Now from this light waves are coming out. Okay, now let us take another cardboard sheet with 2 pinholes. Let us draw a horizontal line first. Okay, so from this source, these two must be parallel to each other, so that this distance must be what? Constant. It is S1 and this is S2. The SS1 must be equal to SS2. It must be constant. Otherwise, what will happen is the phase change will be altered. Okay. These two must behave like what? Same properties. That's why these two must be at an equal distance. And next, this is the screen. So from this, if you take a point P, okay, from S1 wave is reaching the point P, from S2 wave is reaching the point P. Then we will take this as S1P and this distance as S2P. This will be equal to how much? For example, it is Y, and thus S1 S2 are separated by a fixed distance of D. It is sources separation, or okay, and this is the screen distance D. Capital D is the separation between the sources and the screen. Small d is the separation between the two sources S1 and S2. S1P is the path length from the source S1. S2P is the path length from the source S2. Y is the location of the fringe from the center of the screen. Okay. So now here let us find out the expression to find what is to find the location of a fringe. Y. Okay. So that is what our intention here, to find the location of the fringe Y. Okay. Location means what? Where the at what height from the center of the screen fringe is located. Now let us take the S1P in the form of right angle triangle. Okay. So for the purpose, let us take a right angle triangle. It is clearly shown that this is D by 2 and this is also D by 2. So now let us take this is D by 2. D by 2. And this is how much? Y. Now this will be equal to how much? Y minus D by 2. Okay. Next, this will be equal to how much? D by 2. So this side will be equal to Y plus D by 2. Okay. This side will be Y plus D by 2. Now let us write S2P square minus S1P square. What is S2P square? This hypotenuse. Hypotenuse square is equals to side square plus side square. So what is the side square? This is D square plus this height is equal to this one, Y plus D by 2 whole square minus S1P square. This is hypotenuse and this is side, it is again d square plus this will be equal to how much? Y minus d by 2 whole square. So expand this. This will be equal to d square minus d square gets cancelled. It is a plus b whole square minus a minus b whole square. Then it will be equal to 4 times of a into b. So it will be equal to 4 by 2 is 2. 2yd. Okay. S2p plus S2p whole square minus S1p whole square. Let us take this as 1. So we can write it as a plus b into a minus b is equals to 2yd. Here, if small d is very much less than d, that means in this case, if d is very much smaller, then we can think that if the point P is here, S1P length is approximately equal to S2P length. So S1P approximately equal to S2P. So then we can write it as d. So d plus d will become 2d. d plus d into S2P minus S1P is equal to 2yd. That implies S2P minus S1P is equals to 2d is coming here, okay? So 2 gets cancelled. It is y small d by capital D. This is 2. Now, at point P, at this point, if it is constructive interference, okay? If constructive interference already we derived the condition S2P minus S1P is equal to what? N lambda. So n lambda, S2P minus S1P is equal to n lambda. That implies n lambda is equals to yd by d. So we write here yn. So yn is equals to cross multiply n lambda capital D by small d. So what is the yn? Location of nth bright fringe. For constructive, what we get? Intensity is double, okay? Square of the double, okay? So that's why we will get a bright spot. So this is a condition to find out location of the bright fringe. Now similarly, what is the condition for what is the location of dark fringe? Okay, if destructive interference. S2P minus S1P is equals to what? N plus half lambda. N plus half lambda in substitute here. Yd by d. Yn. Okay. So Yn is equals to N plus half into lambda into capital D by d. So this is a location of dark fringe. Okay. Next condition is fringe width, indicated by beta. So what is the fringe width means? If we have fringes like this, so this separation is called fringe width. Okay. So fringe separation, at what separation fringes are located. So first let us take beta is equals to yn plus 1 minus yn. This is the fringe width. This is n, then it will become n plus 1. Okay, so that's why yn plus 1 minus yn. Okay, so it will be yn plus 1 is what? N plus 1 into lambda d by d minus it will be n lambda d by d. That is equals to n cancel and you will get lambda d by d. So fringe width beta is equals to lambda d by d. Now the question is, fringe width is constant or variable? Okay, all fringes will have same width or varying width. Lambda is constant. We have taken coherent sources. Screen separation is constant. Slit separation is constant. So we conclude that beta is constant. Intensity of fringes. So we are taking the two waves. One is S1P wave and other is S2P wave. So let us take y1 is equals to a cos omega t and y2 is equals to a cos omega t plus phi. Both are having some phase difference, but that phase difference is what? Constant throughout the process. Now these two are meeting at a point P like this. S1, S2, this is P. At this point these two are overlapping. Then so according to superposition principle, y is equal to y1 plus y2. So a cos omega t plus a cos omega t plus phi. So take a common, cos omega t plus cos omega t plus phi. Cos c plus cos d, 2 cos c plus d by 2, 2 omega t plus phi by 2, cos a minus d by 2. These two will get cancelled. Cos of minus phi by 2. So y is equals to 2a cos of minus theta is plus cos theta, cos phi by 2 into cos 2 omega t plus phi by 2. This is 4. Now it is written as y is equals to y maximum, okay, that is maximum amplitude, okay, into cos 2 omega t plus phi by 2. We know that intensity is proportional to square of amplitude, okay, that is y maximum square. So I is equals to, what is y maximum? This one, okay. So 2a cos phi by 2 whole square. I is equals to 4a square cos square phi by 2. This is the intensity we are having, okay. So this is with phase difference of phi. For example, okay, if you take case 1 for constructive interference. So for constructive interference, phi is equal to what? 0. Cos 0 is 1. So I will be equal to what? 4a square. Case 2 for destructive interference, phase difference is how much? Pi. Pi by 2. is 90. Okay, cos 90 is how much? 0. Okay, so that's why I will become 0. So what will be the average intensity? What will be the average intensity? I average is equals to 4a square plus 0 by 2 is equals to 2a square. This is the intensity of bright fringe, I of bright fringe, and this is the intensity of dark fringe. What is the average intensity? 2a square. So then we can also see here like this, total, okay, maximum intensity is equals to, I maximum is equals to, okay, 2a square plus 2a square. Total is how much? 4a square. What does it mean actually? In these two are added together giving bright intensity, these two are subtracted giving rise to what? 0 intensity. That means energy is redistributed. Energy is redistributed. That means this is again proving conservation of energy.